Glad to be on with you, Tony. I'm sorry I missed you this morning, but you're right. There was a great crowd, and they were enthusiastic, and we had a lot of folks there that support the rights to traditional marriage for men and women to have the healthy relationships that build healthy families and healthy kids.
You know, as a member of Congress, and you're dealing with a lot of the issues that a lot of folks never see, but, you know, government is kind of the last stop to fix problems. Now, I would argue they're not the best to fix these problems, but they have to deal with the problems. And a lot of these problems are created by the breakdown of the family, which the redefinition of would only accelerate.
You're exactly right, Tony. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, let's talk about poverty, for instance. The single largest determinant, the single best indicator of whether or not a child is going to be in poverty or not, is whether or not they were raised by a two-parent household or a single-parent household. And so the breakdown of the family has contributed to poverty. It's contributed, you look at what's going on in Baltimore today, and
right.
you see the issues that are raised there. And healthy marriages are the ones between a man and a woman, because they can have a healthy family and they can raise children in the way that's best for their future, not only socially but psychologically, economically, from a health perspective. There's just nothing like the traditional marriage that does that for a child. Each of us have a mother and a father, and there's no way to get around that.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You wouldn't be here without a mother or father. And the social science, as you said, is complete in that it shows that children do best when they have a mom and a dad. It's not two caregivers, because if it were just two caregivers, three might be better, or four or five. No, it's a mom and a dad. They need both. But beyond the core issue of the family and society as a whole, there's another aspect of this when you have all of these states, 31 states that have gone to the polls where the voters have affirmatively expressed support for protecting the natural definition of marriage, to have the courts simply come in and just overrule that, kick all of that out. 9 justices on the United States Supreme Court. That is, I think, a real threat to our republic and our form of government. Do you not, as well?
I agree. It's very scary to think about the fact that the over 50 million voters in this country that have voted to affirm marriage between a man and a woman may have their views overturned by a big, heavy-handed federal government. That's scary. I mean, 80+% of the citizens in this country don't want the government getting involved in the federal government getting involved in this issue. The federal government is going to get it wrong, and so I think we need to rely on the knowledge that people have back in our communities and back in our states to address this issue, not judges in any court.